All right, yeah.
We're gonna jump over to the preseason favorites for the ACC. We're starting off strong. I have to find them. It shouldn't be this hard. We're going to Florida State.
Yeah, it's Florida State. Listen, he's got a senior-laden team. This is what the folks in Tallahassee hired Mike Norvell to come in and do. Stabilize the program through the rocky waters of the first couple seasons, being in Tallahassee and Florida with those boosters and recruits, et cetera, et cetera. Get this ship in line and bring championships. They have Jordan Travis coming back. He's one of the most dynamic players in all of college football, especially at the quarterback position. They have Trey Benson, Keenan Coleman, Johnny Wilson at receiver, and Jaheim Bell at tight end. They've made considerable progress over the offensive line in the last 2 years, so it's a senior-laden line. The 23 unit will be the best. The defense has room to improve. They limited teams to 20.6 points a game. That's only going to get better because Jared Verse, who was supposed to be top 5 in this year's NFL draft, decided to come back, and they got a transfer. Fentrell Cypress is a cornerback. He's going to help the secondary. Senior-laden, good coach with success, who's hung in there through the thick, through the thin, and now the chickens are coming home to roost in Tallahassee.
So this is the interesting part. It's what is it? It's time. The time is now.
The time is now.
Time. They were third in. I didn't give you gave the. They were third in transfers. They transferred in the third best class. 10 commits. 8 4-stars, 2 3-stars for those of you keeping track. They were 16th in the 2023 with 29 commits, 1 5-star. You obviously went over that. I don't need to keep that tab open. This is their this is the offensive coordinator's second season. They have again a co-defensive coordinator who's in fourth and second season respectively, and then this is obviously Mike Norvell's fourth season. So they seem to be loaded and ready to go.
Remember, LSU went 10-2 last year. One of their losses was week 1 to Florida State, and Florida State was a comeback win. Now, Florida State did hit Rocky in the middle of the season, and they do this every year. They went on a losing streak, 3-game losing streak, rebounded nicely, finished on a 6-game winning streak. Watch out for the Seminoles. Let's get into it.
So speaking of LSU, it's a Sunday game in Camping World Stadium. It's the Camping World kickoff in Orlando, Florida, against LSU on Sunday, September 3rd.
Going to be the game of the weekend. I think because it's in Florida, Florida State gets them. These are two very similar programs, though. Both senior-laden teams, but I think Florida State gets them because it's at home.
Awesome. They're going to go to Southern Miss.
Actually, wait. I'm going to change my mind.
Oh, he's changing his mind.
I'm changing my mind. Loss to LSU.
Oh, okay. 1-1 then, because they're going to Southern Miss next.
Yes, 1-1 then, because they're going
Make
to Southern
it
Miss.
2-1 because they're going to Boston College.
You got it.
Okay, then you have them winning, against Clemson.
That is correct.
And then they bye and then Vatek.
Beat up on Vatek pretty handily.
And I'm assuming they do the same thing to Syracuse.
Yes.
And Duke.
Yes.
What about Wake Forest?
They beat up on Wake Forest as well.
Okay. How about in Pittsburgh at Heinz?
I think they get Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I would assume if they're beating everybody so far. Home against Miami.
Home against Miami because it's at home. They win.
Okay, home against North Alabama.
Come on.
This is a weird one because they play 4 non-conference games. Now, to be fair, technically, so does everybody else when you throw Notre Dame in there, which is I think why they're doing it because they finish at Florida.
Oh, I see. And I think they beat Florida. So I think they also go 11-1. but they hold the tiebreaker over Clemson. The ACC could produce with 11-1, with the only losses Florida State coming to LSU, and the only loss for Clemson coming to Florida State. I think the ACC produces 2 college football playoff teams. I think it's a real possibility, at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.